Hey, good morning. V is for values. Okay, let's talk about this today. If you've taken a psychology class, you are going to go way more in depth with this, and psychology is 100% necessary for marketing, right? Okay, so a quote from our favorite marketer. So values are things that are going to give meaning to us. The things that are important to us is a simple way to explain it. Here's some very specific definitions. And whether we think about them or not, they really do guide our decisions every day. And if we do think about them, then we can start to be strategic in our actions and plans. Here's some examples of values. All right, so at the end, I'm going to ask you which one of these are important to you. But here's how we're going to figure it out, okay? So do you think these are true? Write in the comments below which one do you think are true. I love C, don't climb a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. That kind of is the specific message of today's lessons. So I want you to be able to understand your own values so that hopefully you can make decisions thinking about them and kind of go a little more strategically towards things that are actually important to you, right? Another lovely quote. So where do you get your values? And again, this is the part where if you go to a psychology class, you'll break down each one of these age groups and you'll really nail it down. I would recommend constantly examining where you get your decision making from. What are your beliefs? Because maybe you are making decisions in your life based on old beliefs, old outdated beliefs, right? So what I like to do is spill them. I just write them out. I write them out, right? In my journal or whatever in an organized way, or I say them out loud to someone. And then I can really consciously think about, are these still important to me? Is this still true for today? Does it still matter, right? Or someone can put me in check. Someone that I trust can say, you know, that comes from a place of hurt, or that comes from an old place, a childish belief, something like that, right? And then I can let it go and move forward and make a decision that's more grounded in who I am today and what I want today. So values are not facts. This is my own personal belief. That's why everybody gets to have different ones, right? And what you feel is important may not be important to everybody else. Some really nice quotes. I'm an Abraham Lincoln groupie, 100%. So these are the different types of values that can be important to you. Maybe you have more or less of one or the other. What of these things is important to you? Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Take out a piece of paper right now. All right, I'll pause the video, or you pause the video, and go ahead and fold it in half, hot dog style, so it'll be folded the long ways like this, right? And on one side, you're going to list 10 things you spend your time doing. Go ahead and do that now. Pause the video while you do that. All right, next step, turn the page over and list your 5 most important values. I'm going to share a list with you, so I'm going to share that original list with you so you can see some examples. Go ahead and pause the video and do those 5, okay? All right, now go ahead, now that you've finished both of those, open the paper so that you can see the 10 and the 5 on the same paper, and you're going to draw a line to match the value to that activity. Do they match? I'll wonder if some don't match. Take a minute and do that. Pause the video now. Okay, how do you match up? Do you need to reevaluate how you spend your time? Are you doing things that are actually important to you? Goes back to don't climb a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall, right? I wish I knew who said that. And then this one here is the way that we can think about balancing our daily tasks with some long-term goals, right? So maybe we have a long-term goal. I have a long-term goal to publish a book, right? But I still have to wash my dishes and do my laundry, right? I still have to do all kinds of things that are not leaning against that wall of writing a book, right? So I have to balance these parts of the pyramid, but really it all is based in values, right? I still want to have clean clothes even though I'm going to be writing my book. So I'm going to share this document with you that is 4 categories. It will only be on 1 page. And this is only about work values. I got this from the Career Development Center at Stanford University long time ago. And these are work values, and there's 4 categories: work content, work setting, work relationships, and intrinsic values. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up the document, and you can either use an app to draw, annotate right on the document, or you can print it out and circle the ones that are most important to you at work. Okay? And let's say you start out just picking 10 or 12 circle that are important to you at work. Okay? Then, after you finish that, I'm going to have you go back in and do a little star or highlight or some notation point of the top 3 that are most important to you, okay, out of those 12. All of this is designed so that you can be ready for our speakers. So when our speakers come in, you'll be able to hear if what they're doing connects with what's important to you. I hope that you hear a career that you never even thought of that clicks for you and it's your dream. Or I hope that you hear about a career that is horrible to you and you know for sure that that's not a path you would want to take, right? So no matter who you hear from, you'll be able to gain something. That's my hope, right? Or maybe you hear about a career that you thought you wanted, but now you hear, oh, it doesn't align with my values, so I know I won't be happy there, right? That's my goal with doing this for you. So, in work content, here's what work content means. Well, you all know what content means now. It's such a trendy word. So what is the work involved? It's kind of like as a teacher, I think about like what is the subject I'm teaching to my students, right? That's the work content. So is it filled with any of these things? And I'll give you a few minutes. You can pause the video after I go through these things. Pause the video and then you can do your sheet. Work setting is all about where and when. It's about money. Time to start class. Right? All of these things. And then work relationships. Obviously, that's about people. Do you want to be working by yourself or with others? Do you need recognition? Do you need collaboration? Right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you need a balance in between. And intrinsic values is that inside stuff. What do you really want to gain? Do you want great satisfaction? Personally, as a teacher, I get enormous satisfaction being a teacher inside. I feel so happy to do service for others, right? And that's one of the ones on the bottom. For me, living a life of service makes me deeply content. And we also have a lot of fun, right? So that's your plan. You're going to get that worksheet. And then the last thing is, this is how you set up for a speaker. So the response will be these 5 things. And look at the example. So you write the person's name, your 2 questions that you have for the speaker, and then your 2 responses. Pause the video, take a look at the example. You must ask questions when we have a speaker. And yeah, just take a pause and look through that. So I hope you'll all join us. If you are a CTE teacher somewhere else and you want to join us for the speaker series, just shoot me an email and I'll see what I can do to add you, because we have some amazing speakers coming up. We have some amazing ones in the past that you can go back and look at And if you know someone that wants to be a speaker, or you want to be a speaker because you have a cool career and you want to help others, hit me up with an email, all right? See you next time. Thank you.